I've been going on more walks with no music, no podcast in the background, no scrolling, no phone, just me, just walking. I spend most of my day behind a screen, either doing work or school because I do both remotely. And I realize that I don't have a space for myself where I can disconnect digitally and from all technology and just be with myself and be with my thoughts. So a few days ago, after an emotionally stressful day, I went walking. I was completely immersed in it, and it felt like something that I hadn't experienced in a really long time. I was noticing everything around me, from the trees to the sounds to the birds or the animals walking around, and most importantly, my thoughts. I remember thinking to myself, wow, I'm really enjoying this, which then prompted me to continue thinking about this. I kept going down this thought loop and started wondering, how often do I really feel this way, and how much of my life am I actually enjoying as I live it? And then we went further down this existential rabbit hole where I started thinking, what does living or enjoying life really mean? And how do we do that when we're constantly told to work hard and strive for goals and be successful and plan for the future and all this stuff? It's a very overwhelming thought to have, but I let myself think through it. Last fall, my partner and I moved to Paris for a few months to study abroad. And it was incredible, of course, but mostly transformational in a way that I never expected it to be. To give you some context, I'm currently studying marketing and minoring in psychology, and I'm almost done, thank goodness. But through my coursework there, I had a debilitating realization that I didn't want to be in marketing. I've always felt a little displaced in my classes and in the work that I was doing. In one of my classes in Paris, I spent a lot of time doing projects that dove a little deeper into the social and environmental impacts of marketing and bad business practices. This changed everything for me. See, when I started college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I went down the marketing path just because I guess I thought I would like working in fashion or beauty or something extravagant like that. This seemed like the safest path that was at least filled with some sort of creativity and style and luxury that I could enjoy, but I think I was really wrong about that. Through this class and through a lot of the research and the projects that I did, I realized there's a lot going on behind these industries that I do not agree with, and I most importantly, do not want to contribute to. And at the time when I was a third-year student in my bachelor's with only 1 year left, it felt like the floor crumbled beneath me. Naturally, I started questioning everything about my future and my interests and what I wanted to do and if I was going to be happy continuing down this path. I started experiencing intense anxiety every single day. Nothing could distract me from the fact that I felt totally misaligned with something that I had spent years and lots of money studying. And when I got back to the US, that anxiety never went away. It only got worse. I had so much obsessive thoughts about my future and what was going to happen to me, and reminiscing over the wrong choices that I had made. In this day and age where there's so much access to technology and social platforms, there's this constant messaging that we need to have everything figured out and we need to own 5 businesses by 25 and be a millionaire by 30 and be this version of success. I started going to therapy when I got back to help address some of my anxiety issues, and although it was starting to help, I realized one of my biggest issues was I didn't allow myself to have a space where I could sit with my anxiety, think about it, and most importantly, observe it. So that's part of the reason why I started walking and why I started going down this thought loop. Looking back now, I think Paris happened exactly the way that it was supposed to. When I tell this story, I always talk about it as if it was my career crisis, but now I like to think of it as more of a wake-up call instead of a crisis, because it pushed me down a path that I was too afraid of before and forced me to really think about what I care about, what I'm interested in, and what I want to contribute to in this world. I still don't have a lot of this figured out, but this crisis is the reason that I have the job that I have today, which I really, really enjoy. And it's also the reason that I feel courageous enough to explore other options outside of the area of study that I've been in for the last 4 years. I'm trying to stop seeing this uncertainty as a threat and more like an invitation. Since I don't have this all figured out, still I worry about the future, naturally, like most of us do. And in the past couple years, I noticed myself fall into this mindset where I'll work really hard in my 20s, I'll hustle, I'll grind, I'll stay focused, I won't do anything but work and build a business and be an entrepreneur, so that one day in my 30s or 40s, I can enjoy myself and I can explore and do the things that I've always wanted to do. Like, I've always wanted to learn how to make cool YouTube videos. But I kept putting these interests to the side, thinking, once I have more money, once I have more time, once I have more freedom, then I'll explore these things. But then I realized that there's always going to be a reason to wait, and waiting doesn't guarantee anything. So why not start now? So while I was in Paris, I picked up The Power of Now. And although this book is more philosophical than psychological, I think there are some really good lessons behind it. One of the main lessons that I took from this book is that the only moment that we ever truly have is right now. Most of us focus so much on either the past or the future, either wallowing in memories or regrets, or cowering at the scary uncertainty of the future. And this leads us to forget being present now. The author obviously explains this a lot better than I can now, but time is a tricky thing, and this led me to think a lot about my life and how a lot of my anxiety stems from exactly this. I realize how often I live in my own head, constantly questioning my past choices or anticipating the unknown future. I was constantly planning, constantly worrying or projecting or trying to figure out what to do. And meanwhile, my actual life, what's happening right now, which is about to be the past, and it's also my near future, again, kind of confusing, it's happening right now, and I'm not even here for it. Nevertheless, enjoying it most of the time. But then I thought to myself, okay, what about goals? Goals are good, but what if we're so caught up in trying to achieve these goals that we forget to enjoy the process? Is the point of achieving something for the outcome, or the journey on the way to the outcome, or both? I started asking myself if there's really any point to having an ideal self to aspire to. Or will I spend years of my life chasing a version of myself that I will never meet or nevertheless acknowledge? Because here's the thing, even when I've become the person that I've always wanted to be, I didn't even notice. I've done things that 18-year-old me would be incredibly proud of and amazed at, but I never really stopped to acknowledge that. It's just like any other day. Life passes. New problems arise. Because instead of looking back at 18-year-old me and how proud she would be, I'm actually looking at 25-year-old me, 30-year-old me, 35-year-old me. Who will I be then? Will I be proud of myself? I'm chasing this version of myself eternally because I never acknowledged the becoming. So in this moment, I thought back to Matthew McConaughey's famous speech when he won Best Actor. He retells a story where he was once asked when he was 15 years old who his hero is. And he said to the person, "My hero is me in 10 years. 10 years later, when he was 25, the same person asked him, "Are you your hero yet?" And he says, "Not even close." He goes on to say that his hero will always be 10 years away and he will never attain it. But he's okay with this because it gives someone to keep chasing. So I rewatched this speech a couple days ago, and this sounded really discouraging at first. My same question arises, what is the point of chasing someone, a version of yourself that you will never meet? But I think I've gained a bit of a different perspective. I don't think this person that he's chasing as his hero is a perfect version of himself. Instead, he's chasing growth. And because of his self-trust and direction, he trusts that he'll get there. And this version of himself that is his hero is defined by time, experience, knowledge, not by money or fame or material desires or a version of success that we think is right. Just simply time and who he could become with it. McConaughey maybe didn't mean it this way, but this is how I'm going to interpret it. I think I want to approach life in this exact way. I don't really want a life that checks all these boxes just to become someone that I think I should be, but instead a life that's full of intentional choices that reflect what I care about most. I had this thought that if I align my choices with my thoughts, beliefs, morals, and values, I can accomplish my quote-unquote dreams. More so, I can trust that the person I'll meet in 10 years is someone that I'm proud to be because I lived this day with intention, and I trust myself to do the same tomorrow. So therefore, I can make space for myself to create, explore, and enjoy the process, not just the outcome. So that's why I'm making this video. Not because I have it figured all out at all, but because I've stopped waiting for the right time to explore things that I've always wanted to. This is me starting as I am now, imperfectly, and I encourage you to do the same with any interest or hobby or passion that you've been brushing to the side lately. Thank you so much for being here and watching my video. Happy living. Love, Grace.